for 30 minutes?
Yep.
Alright. I'm going to hold you to it.
That's nothing about that.
Gummy. You already know it's starting to work out. I showed you that a minute ago.
Something like that. Okay. I have not been live for like a month. Sorry, y'all. So, on that note, I was able to get access to the storage unit long enough to get all the kids' stuff out. And I did get most of my stuff out. Not most. I was able to get some of my stuff out, but the rest of my stuff is still in storage, and I don't have the finances right now to get that out. But I was able to get one of my old laptops out. And it was newer than my Chromebook, but it was from a company I used to work for. And so we had to hard reset it. And Jeff took the time to go through it and add some programs and stuff to it. So it's like I have a brand new computer. I think you said it was Windows 11?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got Windows 11 for the first time ever in my life. And I'm trying to figure out how to use this computer. And it's the first time in 4 years that I've had an upgrade from my... I'm just going to say that I love my Chromebook. I hated my Chromebook, but I loved it. It was the worst possible thing that I could have had, but it was the best possible thing that I could have had. So for those of you who are coming up streaming and you don't have a lot of finances, a Chromebook is really great to start out with. Granted, the camera is horrible comparatively to what is today, but you can always get an add-on, like a plug-in webcam like I did. It worked a hell of a lot better, but once I get this new computer set up, one of the things that I did do with the new computer is, as most of y'all know, I got blacklisted from jobs and from like everything. And I don't know if it was because of my Chromebook, but I do know that I have started over fresh with this laptop. I actually went back to my maiden name on it. So if you guys see my application out there, I am looking for work from home. I would love to stream and do this for money, but I'll be honest with you, I've been doing it for 5 years inconsistently as fuck. So, and I haven't really got a lot from it. But this is my dream, and I've been working towards it for the past several years, and I'm not giving up. Even though I have my moments and my months of not streaming, I still come back to it. And it's the one thing that I actually thoroughly enjoy doing. And I feel like I'm good at it because I can't fuck up being me more than I could possibly be me. So there's that. Alright, so yesterday... Oh yeah, so with the new laptop, because he was able to get the Windows 11 on it, I was able to hook it up to the printer. So right there is huge advancements in my own being of just being able to do that easily. Then I was able to transfer over, because like I said, I've only got, like, I had to start a whole new Gmail. I had to start all new, fresh everything. Because I didn't want it connected to anything that I was doing in the past. Because for some reason, I don't know if it was my social media or if it was like my email or my Chromebook or just maybe people that I knew, but like, or the things that I've done in the past, like all kind of caught up to me. So And they still are. Like, karma just doesn't fucking forget an address. So, in the meantime, I'm trying to make it move forward as much as possible by starting over fresh and only pulling in specifics of what it was from my past that I was working on, and what do I want to look for going forward in the future. And this is something that I think that a lot of people will benefit from, is taking that first step today, even though it's Tuesday in the middle of the, well, not middle of the year, it's March, but God, it's March already. By the way, it's my birthday month. My P.O. Box and my Cash App are in the About Me section, just so you know. I love presents. So, I think that, like, kind of, like, really getting a view of everything from your past, from this moment, going back, all the things that happened in it, good and bad, whatever. Just take a few moments to kind of reassess, okay, this is where I am right now, and, like, this, kind of like building blocks of your future. So you're going to take these little, all right, say this full listing is everything from your past, right? So you're just going to take the stuff that you want to put in your future, like, pop that little square out and put it in your future. Don't take anything else with you. Just take the ones that you want, like people, places, jobs, habits, anything that you want in your future, place it. Anything else that doesn't belong, just fucking leave that shit. So, that's what I'm doing. Sometimes it's okay, when your whole world is so big, to make a little circle for yourself and place yourself in there. A little circle of protection, right? Then that next little, what is it? Ogre layer of onion. The next little layer is the people around you and the places that you want to see and the places that you want to go and stuff like that. Then the next third layer outside of that is your acquaintances and everything else that doesn't really matter. Okay? It's there, but it doesn't really matter because it's not in your immediate circle. You just be aware of it. Okay? All these things that are happening outside of this little bubble that you're in. And just remember that you're in that bubble by yourself in the center. Everyone else is in different layers of that bubble outside of you. And those people are movable in the different layers. Those places are movable in those different layers. So, the power of choice that you were given in this life is ultimately your path, right? So we have all these like little invisible steps to get us to where we're going, right? We have the steps there. We see them. That's our 3D. Then the invisible steps in between there are the 5D. So your thought process is your external world, right? Your 3D is what you create, your forward motion, your real reality, your world around you. And your 5D is like your subconscious, your thoughts, your spirit, your intention. So everything that you think you can create, and imagination is subconscious. It's the creation of all things conscious, and it is the source of all creation. So you create your reality. Now, in the 3D, there are these little box rules that you have to stay inside. If you go out too far outside that box, you get fucked. So, free thinkers have not always been the highest in society at all times. Maybe have been thought about after death, but not before it. Or at least they have. If they have, it was because they were like a good old boy and they knew people. So, anyway. Back to what I was saying. One good thing about picking and choosing the things that you want to do going forward, and the people and the places and blah, blah, blah. You can literally build your own life off of that. Yes, you're going to have to pull in the 3D rules. Yes, you're going to have to be aware that the 5D doesn't always happen. But you can create anything. And that's what I'm asking all of the creators and all of the influencers today. If you're going to be an influencer and you're going to be a creator for the world around you, you have to create and be influential to the people of the new world, which is the world that you're going to create. And you're going to create it not just for yourself, but you're going to create it for every single person that's around you. Because everyone around you is you. You are a direct reflection of self. So, once you start to heal the past little pieces, the things that kind of followed you through to this next step into this tomorrow, you got to fix those. You got to be able to, okay, find the source, get to the source of that problem, and find a way to cope with it. Yes, it's going to keep coming back up in the future until you fix it. Sometimes trauma does that. But you'll be able to get through it. You've gotten this far. So, one good thing about being able to do that is you get to pick and choose. And since I picked and chose my schedule, I have a schedule, but I also need to have an actual schedule because my life, I don't ever fit by these, even though I'm the one that made it. So, accountability. If I find that I cannot keep up with this schedule moving forward, I'll adjust it, right? Same thing for you guys. And so, luckily, since I have the new laptop, since I have been able to hook it up to the printer, this is my visual of me and for y'all advancing forward in the past 5 years. How many years have I been talking about getting a new laptop? It's happened. It manifests. It creates. It happens. The universe provides for you what you need. You just have to make the opening for it to come to you. You have to give it a way to come to you, right? So, I'm giving it a way to come to me. Hold on 1 second. Let me type this in. I may have to restart it because for some reason, since this has been reset and everything, it tends to get like a little glitchy for some reason. And it probably will. All right. So anyway, I'm restarting. I'm going to talk off of this. So I was able to print off a new schedule for myself for Manic Mondays, which was yesterday, and I skipped yesterday. Was the first thing was schedules. So when you're making out your schedule, a lot of people work a regular job, or multiple. Time hasn't always been like a priority in your life. You just known to work, so some people may not have that little bit of space to be able to work with. Each person their own. So yesterday, like I said, Manic Mondays was schedules. I finally was able to print out for the first time in a long time an actual schedule that I could work with that I was trying to do from my books. So all of my books I have handwritten for the past 5 years. Every day. So if I'm able to get a collaboration of all my books together, that would be amazing, but I highly doubt that's ever going to happen. For those of you who were able to keep up with my streaming from the past, since 2021, you'll be able to notice the transition and the advancement. You'll be able to watch my progress and my failures. So, it's been a long time coming for this. Let's see. And I'm super glad that I was able to get this far. And it's, for most people, it's just like, okay, well, that's simple everyday stuff. I do that in a snap of a finger. Not all of us can do that. And to be able to watch the progression of someone be able to finally succeed at something that they were legitimately working towards and putting their intention towards and putting their energy towards is something that is commendable. For you to share that success story with them, I mean, and like I said, this can seem like the most simplest thing in the world. And sometimes you just have to enjoy your successes alone. Even by you just acknowledging the fact that you've become successful in whatever it is, even if it's just something small, like you got out of bed today. So, wow, the skyline looks so different. I'm looking at the Manhattan city skyline. It's been a long time since I've been in Manhattan. Since 9/11. Or actually right before 9/11. Because I was in a club and I went back to the Jersey side. I never should have done that. Should have stayed. But I did. Whatever. Anyway. So, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So, I was able to print out the schedule for a week. Languages. One of the topics that I did want to pull into for next week is languages that we speak either subconsciously or like without words. Ways to speak without words. Let's just say that. So for next week, we'll probably do that. Another thing that I like about this is that I can actually, it leaves just barely enough space for me to be able to write. And yes, I did print it out for next week. But like I said, I'm pulling my information into next week for my next week's schedule. So for those of you who have a hard time keeping up with what you conversed about, keeping like a small schedule like this where you can just like have a little note and then put it in your thing for next week, like especially content creators, you may or may not be able to plan things. For some of you, you kind of are spontaneous, totally fine. So it just kind of gives you like a basic breakdown. Another thing that you could do is if you're a homeschooler, you can have that for your homeschooling, which I do. For those of you who just like to have plans, like have a planner, make it look like your life is organized. I don't know, something like that. It kind of helps give you a full breakdown and understanding of like what it is for your everyday life and stuff. So for me personally, I have a really horrible memory. You asked me what we talked about a month ago. I have no idea. I think we talked about something at some point, right? So this kind of helps me be able to kind of at least get like a thumbtack in a thought process. This way I can pull it back out. Because I'll be honest with you, there's like 500 tabs open at all times, and there's music and sounds coming from everywhere, and I don't know what the fuck is going on half the time. But here I am. Oh, okay. So I was able to get back into my computer. Right now I'm looking up textured wallpaper because I'm working on a dollhouse project. Okay, so personal learning. Jeff and I have been looking at some of the books in Goodwill bins lately. Some of them are really interesting, and I would like to share some of them with y'all, but I'm not really good at reading out loud. For those of you who were able to stay with me during the romance novel adult chat readings, you know what I mean. I tend to like make voices and shit. I should actually do voiceovers as like an option for income. Because I can make characters and shit. So, personal learning. I learn how to make this calendar. So, when you're in Google Calendars, right? Wherever I put it, I don't remember. It's in my Gmail, I think. Oh. Remember I told y'all I was going to change my name for my social media, so be aware of that. The only thing is this computer makes you put a pin in for like every fucking thing, and I don't know why. Okay, I don't fucking care. Just fill in the fucking password. So, yes, save the fucking password. This is okay. Great. Like all little pop-ups are aggravating. So I went into my Google Calendar. I filled in all my little thingy. Made sure that I followed it through till the next week. Broke it down to baseline. Didn't really get too detailed. For each title, I have a review in my calendar. Like when you click on the actual item, I filled in that description box for which each one of those means. So every time that I click on one, it automatically will pull up. Yes, this has the baseline description, but it has the full description inside the box. When you print it out, you can use the view, which is day, week, month, whatever. I chose the week. You can do by the day. Either way, when you click on the settings menu, it gives you the option to print it out. When it comes up, you can choose landscape, which is what I chose, because that way I could see the full view this way. Or you could do portrait style. I keep it on auto. Here's my reason why. My printer, the way it's set up, I don't know why, but if you leave it on like whatever setting, full view, it cuts off like up to here. That's annoying. So auto leaves this like little gap in space between here. So this way you have a little bit more of a frame than you would if you just printed it out regular. So, but y'all probably already know about that. And again, you can change it to day, week, or whatever, black and white, color, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So, personal learning, I learned how to print the calendar. I pulled in a lot of like new information in the past month. I don't know if y'all felt that like vibe change. Like February to March feels like a whole, like, I don't know how to describe it, like a whole turning of a page kind of thing. At least for me. I don't know if y'all felt that too. I was able to expel information and retrieve new information. Has anybody else felt that in the past like month? Like, okay, I was really stuck in this place and like I felt like I hit rock bottom, and then now I'm like starting to recognize like, okay, there's this block needs filled, this block needs filled, this one's filled already, but this one needs filled. And then like I'm seeing now more of like on a personal level, like certain memories have come up and I've talked about them. And for some reason, just by talking about them or like letting go of a secret or just talking about stuff that's happened in the past, like it was like a weight off my shoulders. But at the same time, and this is the weird part, when you release something from your past and you heal from that, another trauma that was repressed is now going to come up into the forefront, and it's going to be right in your face. And it's going to force you to look at yourself and recognize, okay, I worked on that for so long. Now I need to work on this. Because this is just the new coming up after the old has gone away. So you're never going to stop learning how to heal from things in your past. It's part of your genetics to do prior to having children, but a lot of us don't even recognize it until after we've had children or after we've grown up and like we're in our 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. You know, like a lot of us don't even recognize self until way later in our 20s, early 30s. Some of you actually, pandemic babies might learn a lot faster, but at least in my genre, it just seems like it was a late bloomer because we started the whole talk about your problems generation. And I think that our generation started that healing process, but we weren't fully aware yet. So for future generations, for anybody watching this, I hope that you are able to talk about your past, learn about it, learn about yourself, learn about the situation, learn how to cope with it when it comes back up, and be able to understand that that is your past. That is not your right now. It is a part of you. It is forever a part of you because it is your past. It's a part of your genetics. It's a part of your memory bank. But learning how to process that will really help you to be able to move forward to your successes. And what I mean by that is not just like a material success. I mean like a internal spiritual success.